the Trump thing, the endorsement, the shirt at the convention. Do you think which are people more pissed off at? The endorsement of Trump or the use of the N word? I think which was the if his image is tarnished, and the reason we're talking about
Well,
this is because it's out there.
50% of the people were for the endorsement.
Well, no, I understand that, but a lot of people, but the people who go online now, who are angry, Chelsea Green, the wrestler, had got off social media because of the death threats she was getting after paying tribute to Hogan. And I think, I'm paraphrased, but I think the quote was, political differences aside, and then she said how she, about a legend passing or whatever. That was enough for people to go after her to the point where she was traumatized.
Okay, well, and I got a bunch of comments that you hated Hogan because he voted for Trump, and I'm like thinking, well, I don't know who he voted for, but I can promise you that Hulk Hogan didn't vote for Trump. Terry Bollea might have, but I know that Hulk Hogan's not registered in Clearwater under the Republican Party as a. And if there is a Hulk Hogan ballot, then maybe we have to have a Florida recall.
Yeah.
So,
So we
but
can talk, but that's a very good. That brings up something very good. So can we talk about Hulk Hogan without talking about Terry Bollea? And
no,
again, personal decision for people. I think that you can talk about what Hulk Hogan was in wrestling, and then it's a separate discussion with who Terry. I don't know Terry Bollea, but if people talked about who he was as a person, that's different than the character. You brought up Chris Benoit before. I think the actions there are a line that I don't think you can talk about Chris Benoit
how about Kevin Spacey?
at all. Wasn't Kevin Spacey acquitted? What was the final
I,
verdict on that? On the
it was so convincing that you don't know.
putting his hand on the gentleman's
No, I'm
knee
just
in
saying
the
though
in the
that
locker room.
it's like everything else. Like
I'm not turning off a Kevin Spacey movie if that's what you're asking.
no, I'm not either. But um,
But I prefer not to see Chris Benoit. As long as I
social
live.
media, um, like Chelsea. I'm sorry that it happened, but like move forward. Like they don't. You can't let them run your life. There's a block on everybody's thing. Just block them. Don't respond. Just block them. I promise you, there's nobody that's going to kill you. That's going to leave a tweet out there
That they're
with
going
their
to do
email
it.
attached to it to give the fucking the FBI. I remember some guy told me he was going to kill me, and I turned it over to the FBI. I said, you know what? I'm not going to fuck with this guy. And I got a little thread with him. He kept going back and forth. And I said, I said, well, is there some place we could meet up and throw down? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, I'll be throwing down 9 millimeters. And I said, well, just name the town, bitch. He named the town. And I said, great. I was in the Crown Room, and now it's the Sky Lounge. But I was in the Delta Lounge. Got off the phone, Googled FBI in that town, and guy told me to screenshot it and send it to his phone, the agent, and they made a little courtesy call to him.
Wow.
So
That's the unfortunate.
watch out, bitches.